Baby, I'm that guy. Nothing off limits when I cross the line. I talk shit when I'm justified. They wanna get it, I'ma give it to them. Just in time. Who's that? Baby, I'm that guy. Nothing off limits when I cross the line. I talk shit when I'm justified. They wanna get it, I'ma give it to them. Just in time. Just in time.
Boom. Just like that, we are live.
Bam. We done did it. We did it.
Welcome to the show. You guys are just in time for some Just in Time. We are so happy that you are here with us today.
So happy.
I am joined by my co-host, Andrew. Hello, Andrew.
Hi, Justin. How are you?
I'm fantastic. As you guys can see, we are minus one person today. Unfortunately, Kels has COVID. She tested positive for the vid. So she will not be joining us this evening, but we're here, so that's all that
still
matters.
here. The show must go on,
That's
as they
right.
say.
The show must go on. That's
The
right.
show must go
That's right. Before we get started, how's the audio? Can everybody hear us all right? Are we good?
Comment.
We've made
Audience.
some tweaks, as you can see. We're wearing headphones now, so
Audience comment.
we are good to go, I think. And as far as I can hear, the audio sounds good. What do you think?
I like what I hear so far.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Sounds great. They say sounds great.
Good. Perfect.
All right. So
Thanks, guys.
before we get started, let's do our little round of shout outs. So let's see who we got. We got Rose Morgan, Rose Morgan, who finally remembered to watch this. Shout out to you. Hey,
Thank
welcome,
you for
welcome.
watching.
Heather
Thank you for
Martz.
remembering.
Heather Martz is with us. We have Melissa. Missy's here.
Missy.
We have let's see, Bert's in the audience.
I
We
don't know
got
who that is.
Meg. Bert, you don't know who
Meg.
Bert is?
Oh, Bert.
Hey,
Oh,
Bert.
Hey, Bert.
Hey, Bert.
Hey, Bert.
Leanne is with us. Melanie, we got the Winters Clan. Carly is with us. Nightwolf. Hello to all you guys.
Yeah.
Hello. The Winters Clan, both of them are here. Okay.
Wow.
Kent is in the house. All right. Well, hello to all you
even have
guys.
Kent?
We even have a Kent.
We have Kent.
We have a Kent. That's
This
right.
is amazing.
That's right. Welcome to the show, guys. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
This episode is sponsored by
Bobby's Place.
Bobby's Place Nightclub. Yep, sponsored by my place of employment. If you want to be a sponsor, you can shoot us a private message, and we will tell you how to do that. But your logo will go on the bottom of the screen right over there. And you'll be there for the rest of the episode. As you can see, there's a new format to the show. We're trying a bunch of new things today. So
We are.
We're going to see how that goes. Hopefully you guys like it all, but I mean, it's trial and error. The whole thing is trial and error.
Hit or miss.
Yeah, hit or miss. We'll see what happens. And of course, towards the end of the show, you guys will be able to call in and give us your feedback and comments on anything that we discussed in our show today.
Please.
Yeah.
And I can't stress this enough, but every time we do these shows, please leave voicemails.
Yes.
We want your voicemails.
Yes, we definitely
We
want
want
voicemails.
to address your voicemails on the air, so please do it.
Yes, I agree. All right, so we talked about our sponsor. Before we dive into the show itself, we want to go ahead and take a shot because we got to loosen up a little bit, get ready for the show.
Why not?
Today's
going to
be a doozy. So yeah. So all right. So our shot for this week is going to be a blueberry pancake shot. So there's actually a weird backstory to this shot, and I think we've talked about this on the show before, because originally the blueberry pancake shot is supposed to be Jameson butter shots and an orange juice chaser.
We did talk about this. Yep.
Yeah, but when the old bar existed before the fire, we got a bottle of bacon vodka in, and I didn't know what to do with it because we don't make Bloody Marys or anything.
No.
So I was like, oh, I'll add it to the breakfast shot, and we'll see how that goes. And it was delicious. And so the bottle was around for a long time, and then once we started doing the breakfast shots with it, the bottle was gone, and then we never got it back after that.
Oh, so what we're doing today does not have
It
bacon.
does not have the bacon vodka. No. So we had to come up with something new. So now the new breakfast shot is a blueberry pancake. So the blueberry pancake is 1 part Jameson, 1 part Stoli blueberry, and 1 part butterscotch or butterscotch schnapps. And then you're supposed to chase it immediately with orange juice. And then it's supposed to taste like blueberry pancakes and syrup with an orange juice chaser.
I'm not a breakfast person. I refuse to eat breakfast, but the only thing I will eat, even breakfast, lunch, and dinner, blueberry pancakes.
Oh, well,
Hands down.
that's perfect then.
It is perfect.
That is
I'm very
fantastic.
excited.
Good. Okay. So the recipe is on the screen if you guys want to make it at home. there's your chance to do that. But we are going to go ahead and take the shot. I'm going to put the microphone down because this is a two-handed shot because you got to do the chaser. So cheers to everybody. This is our breakfast. Oh, I'll do it one-handed. You know what? We'll just do one on the other. Cheers to you.
Cheers to you and all of you.
Oh, delicious. Delicious. Tell me what you think. You taste it?
That tastes like a blueberry pancake.
It's blueberry pancake, right?
It's breakfast. I feel
That's
like
right.
I'm at the diner right now.
It's delicious.
It's
delicious,
fantastic.
delicious, delicious.
Make it at home. Make it at home.
Make it at home. That's right. Anyway, all right, so I guess it is time to dive into the show. So let me start with
do it.
this. So the first thing I want to say is we're going to start doing the paperclip challenge on the show.
Love it.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody knows what the paperclip challenge is, but basically it was a trend for a while. You start with a paperclip, and then you trade off to people, and you try to trade for something that you think has a better value. So eventually, you try to work your way up to like whatever your goal is. And we don't have a goal, so we'll just keep working on it until we reach whatever we think will suffice.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to do the paperclip challenge, and this is our way of telling you that we're going to do the paperclip challenge. So if you want to participate in that challenge, each week we will tell you what we've upgraded to, and then at the end of the show, you can reach out to me on my private Facebook or on the podcast page and find out where we're at and let us know if there's something that you want to contribute to that paperclip challenge.
Do you have a paperclip?
Not on me, no.
Oh.
No, I don't. I don't have one on me, no, but
We'll
I mean,
get
it was a last-minute decision, you know.
Yep,
I
yep.
decided it was
No, I
something we
get
were going to do. I feel like we could have some fun with it, so that's what we're going to do. Paperclip challenge, baby. But, no, the first actual segment of the show I'm going to give to you because, as you can see, so you're wearing this hashtag Cancel Andrew 2023 shirt because you are trying so hard to get canceled.
Well, it's not that I'm trying. It's just, and honestly, it's not even me. It's you people, the fans.
You
I've
people?
You.
What does that
it's
mean?
all of you wonderful people. God. Anyways, the Cancel Andrew came from you, the viewers, on the on the screen here. So, sometimes I say dumb things, and people love my dad jokes. So I don't know why they would say Cancel Andrew. But however, yes, Cancel Andrew 2023. Now, what we're gonna do is, we don't just have to cancel me. I'll do that on my own. But we're gonna talk about things that have been canceled, should be canceled, and have yet to be canceled. That it's gonna happen. Now,
or maybe things that people are trying to cancel that we are going to fight.
Cancel.
We're going to fight for them
Should
to not
we
be
fight
canceled.
for
I don't
them?
know. I mean, maybe.
We'll do what we can.
Maybe. All right. So what do you got for me? So
All right,
wait,
so-
explain this whole cancel culture thing to me.
Well, cancel culture is interesting because a lot of people think that it's a new thing. This is all so brand new. This is the age that we're going into. It's all technology. And no. I'm going to tell you right now, cancel culture started in the 1940s and the 1950s. It was called McCarthyism, and it was people that were scared of communism, and it didn't matter what type of, if you were wealthy, if you were a famous person, if they suspected you were involved in communism, they canceled your career. They blacklisted you, basically.
Okay. So it was a thing in the 40s and 50s.
It was a thing then, and it kind
Wow.
of went dormant. But then I don't know if you remember Ellen DeGeneres. She's beloved.
I don't know if you remember Ellen DeGeneres.
I don't know if you remember her. She was once around a couple times. You might have seen her. But anyways, when she had a very popular show, and it got canceled. And now some would say that it was because she was coming out, but also the ratings were tanking. However, she technically got canceled. Her show got canceled, and that's when she came out as an openly gay woman,
Yeah.
which is fantastic. She lay dormant for a while, and then what happened was she came back. She made a comeback.
She made a comeback. She made a comeback?
She made a comeback. We're making new words.
Okay.
She made a comeback.
Yeah, she did.
And
I actually remember when she came out on her show. It was like a big
so
thing.
do I. Yeah,
It was a huge thing because it
Um,
wasn't really accepted back then.
It was NBC, right? Must See TV.
Was it NBC or
I think it was
ABC?
NBC. No, I think it was NBC.
It was one of the BCs.
It was one of the BCs, so we're sure about that.
Okay. All right. So anyway, so she was canceled.
She was canceled, and she came back. She made a comeback.
Yep.
She made a comeback.
She made a comeback.
She got her talk show, which
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody and everyone.
That was a
has
good
seen.
show.
It was fine.
She was like the new Oprah.
It was fine.
You get a car, and you get a car,
Yeah,
and
but
you
she
get a
didn't-
car.
She didn't do that. It was you get a dance. You get a dance.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Shuffle.
Right.
Anyways, but she came back, and then that ended up getting canceled because hostile work environments, and that's what it boils down to with cancel culture. It's you've done something wrong, you've done something
You offend
egregious,
somebody.
you've offended people.
Yeah.
So there was Ellen, but then of course before, I don't know if anybody remembers the Dixie Chicks.
Yeah. Okay.
Their lead singer,
Yeah.
she had a problem with George Bush. So here's what happens. There's a lot of left wing cancels, there's a lot of right wing cancels, and then there's the in between where everybody just thinks they should be canceled.
Okay.
And example for everybody, I'm sure we're all thinking of Kanye,
Kanye.
right now
Yep.
at the moment. Of
Kanye's
course.
probably been canceled a few times. I think
Yeah, but now I think more than ever.
he's like canceled.
Canceled.
Right,
There's no
okay.
coming back from
Right.
what he did.
Okay.
There was James Franco recently. Not so
Yep.
recently, but James Franco.
Yep.
I mean, we all remember Mel Gibson. And there was also Dr. Seuss books.
Yep.
Dr.
Yep.
Seuss
J.K.
books.
Rowling got canceled.
Oh, yes. See, okay.
James Charles got canceled.
Yes. That's left cancels. J.K. Rowling is
you say left cancels?
Left cancels. That's what I call them. Left cancels.
What does that mean?
Left wing.
Canceled by the left wing.
Correct. It's
Okay.
more so them that are upset about it.
Well,
than-
James Charles didn't get canceled by the left wing.
I didn't say that.
Yeah. Okay.
I was talking about J.K.
J.K.
Rowling.
Rowling and who else?
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
That's
Yep.
left.
Yep.
Certainly
Yep.
left. Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan had a problem with the left.
Yep. Left cancel.
Roseanne Barr.
Roseanne. Yes.
These are
Roseanne.
These are all examples.
I
of
really
left.
like Roseanne though.
Roseanne
Like that
is
makes me sad.
fantastic.
That makes me sad.
It's-
Hey, actually,
she said some terrible things.
speaking of J.K. Rowling, so the new Harry Potter game is coming out, right?
Uh,
How do you think that's going to do?
I think it's going to do absolutely fucking fantastic.
Yeah, I
and
do
I
too.
cannot wait to watch it. I don't agree with J.K. Rowling necessarily in her views and beliefs, but that should not stop me from enjoying the works that have
It's
been
not going to
created.
deter you from the franchise,
It's
right?
not going to. It's really
Right.
not. I'm sorry. It's just not.
Yeah, it's. I mean,
It's going to be.
I
a
think
great
it's going to
game.
be super successful. Personally,
sure
I
is.
do. I mean, it's just like you're not going to sit there and tell me that like no gay people go to Chick-fil-A.
Precisely. Thank you for
Like,
bringing that up.
that's a thing.
That's great.
I actually, so
Let's
I
get into
had
that.
I had never been to Chick-fil-A, and then I tried it for the first time. I want to say like within the last 6 months, and I don't see the hype. I'll start with that. I don't really see what the hype is. I didn't think the food was that great. I did like their waffle fries. I really like the waffle fries. They were very bland, but I just like waffle fries in general. So, but the chicken, it wasn't anything spectacular. So it's like,
I was
whatever.
going to let you finish, but before you started talking, I was going to say I don't know what the fuss is about, and I can't stand Chick-fil-A. I don't want
Really?
to sit in that line.
Yeah.
And the waffle
Yeah,
fries, like
yeah.
you said, it bland.
The line is
Whatever.
usually
We
pretty
don't
long.
have to get into that. But
Missy said, "What did I miss with James Franco?" So what was the James Franco thing? Can you explain
James
it?
Franco had a lot of infractions with younger women on set of movies, and
Right.
he was very aggressive as
Yeah.
far as sexually.
Yeah.
So a lot of women ended up coming out. This was right after the Harvey Weinstein thing. Obviously, everybody knows. So it was the Me Too movement, and he was probably 4th or 5th in line at that time.
Actually, I think I remember that because I think Seth Rogen said he was going to stop doing movies with him.
Correct.
Once all that
Yes.
that stuff went down,
100%.
which was sad because they were a pretty good pair. They were making some good movies.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You know who was a good pair?
Who?
Rick and Morty. They're a great pair.
Oh God, you're already going to go there.
I have to go there.
All
You
right.
brought it up.
Yeah, no,
We're
you're right.
talking about
You're
good
right.
pairs.
Yep,
I don't
you're
know
right.
if you know Rick and Morty,
Yeah.
but you should. I know. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
but
get a lot-
they're going to continue to go on with the show without him, though. That's what they said.
He is the show, though. He is the show.
Well, yeah.
He's the voice. How are you going to get? They say they're going to.
I mean, they
someone else to
did
do the
Roseanne
voices.
without Roseanne.
That's different. They
Roseanne
kill-
was the show.
Okay, yeah, but they killed her off. What are they going to kill off Rick and Morty and call it what?
No, they're just going to get a new voice actor.
Summer and her dad.
Summer and her dad. No, they're just gonna get a new voice actor. You know?
It's not going to be the same. Everyone's going to know. I'm sorry. All right, moving on. I
Yeah,
don't want to
all
talk
right,
about
so,
that. This is a sore subject.
So
for me.
Leanne said J.K. deserves it, though.
Sure.
And I agree. Yeah,
Sure.
J.K. and
Absolutely.
I feel like J.K. Rowling is like being aggressive about it at this point. I don't know if you've seen any of her posts
I
or
have.
anything, but she's intentionally trying to piss people off.
But my thing is, just because Justin Roiland did something doesn't mean I can't enjoy Rick and Morty anymore.
right.
I love Rick and Morty. It was great. Just
Yeah.
because J.K. Rowling did some messed up shit or said some terrible things,
Doesn't
that
mean
does
people
not
shouldn't
mean
be able to
I'm not going to
enjoy.
like Harry Potter anymore.
Right.
It just
right.
isn't.
No, I think that game is still going to be really successful.
Of course it is.
Bert said Shane Dawson. Oh yeah, did you remember Shane Dawson?
I don't
yeah.
even know
so,
what that is.
all right, so Shane Dawson got tied up in this whole thing with like Jeffree Star and like the makeup community and all that. But he, I think he was like on a podcast or something, and what was it? He like said it was okay, like pedophilia was okay or something, or like
wow.
something along those lines. It was just something like ridiculous, and he got canceled for that. So I mean, for good reason.
yeah,
so
great.
yeah, so that
See,
was
that's a great example of of a good reason for cancellation.
right. I personally feel like cancel culture is like a stupid thing to me. Like I feel like we're at a point now where people are too quick to pull out their phones and like try to get someone fired or
It's gotcha culture. Gotcha.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Exactly. And it's so easy for people to do that now. We're living in a society where everyone just pulls out their phone and starts recording, and that's it. Like that's
Everything's streaming live.
you're screwed.
Just like us right now. Hey,
Yeah.
thanks for viewing.
Hey girl. Hey.
Hey.
Yeah. It's. I mean, it is what it is. But you know, it's. Leanne said, if you're gonna play it, pirate it. I like
Ooh.
that for Harry
All right.
Potter. Yeah. Yeah. They
don't
can
care how
keep
you
their
do it, but you're
homophobic
gonna like it.
chicken. Oh my God, these comments. See, this is. I mean,
This is the
Kels,
best part.
Kels, I miss you, but like, it's
Ah.
nice that I can actually see these comments, so I can actually read what people are
He
saying.
loves it.
So, it's interesting.
Vain.
But Kevin Spacey, yes, Kevin Spacey was another one that was on
Grab it.
cancel culture. Yeah.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. That
Yep,
was the thing.
So do you have anything right now that you want to bring to light? Is Justin Roiland the topic, the main
Right.
topic?
It's a sore subject right now
Okay.
because I love Rick and Morty.
Yep.
I love. He came out with a game, High on Life. It's basically Rick and Morty in a
High on
video
Life
game.
is a good game too.
It's just
It
fun.
Was. It was.
I love his voice. Like, even I have a young son, and he doesn't even do it intentionally, but he speaks like Rick, and it entertains the hell out of me. I love every moment of it, but I don't think he's doing it intentionally.
Right.
But it brings me
Wait,
joy.
you don't think he's doing what intentionally?
Sounding like Rick from Rick and Morty, but he does. He talks
Oh.
exactly like him.
Oh, right.
It's fantastic to me. It brings me joy.
Right. I mean, it is what it is.
But I'm not
you know,
going to
this
tell
is-
him he can't do it anymore because he
We're
got into a
living-
domestic assault.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that case is still open, right?
It is still up.
It's,
He has
it's an
not been
alleged.
convicted.
It's an
It's
alleged
100%.
accusation. So we don't know.
I don't know.
We don't know how that's gonna
I'm
how that's
just
gonna
speaking
work
what I
out.
heard.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Fair.
But yeah, I mean, cancel culture is very real, and it's very easy to get canceled now, especially in the age of like TikTok and all that stuff. People are getting canceled all the time,
Yep.
you know, on TikTok. So, oh, actually, speaking of TikTok, great segue.
Yep.
So we decided that we were going to do another segment in our show where we are going to show you guys some great TikTok videos. I want to bring some TikTok influencers to light. Maybe
Yeah.
you know, convince you guys to go check these people out and check out their videos. And each week I'm going to encourage you to bring a video in to share.
Absolutely.
I'll do the same thing for Kels. I'll encourage Kels to bring a video in to share. And yeah, we'll just have some fun with it, I think.
And I mean, even if you guys have something, put it in the
Yeah,
put
if
it
you
in the
guys have
comments.
TikTok videos that you want to share with us or a TikTok influencer that you want to share with us, please do that, because that's the other thing that we're going to do. And we're not going to start that part of it until next week. Next week we will actually be talking about very specific TikTokers and how they're influencing the community in a positive way.
Yeah.
There's so many people that are doing so many great things. People that there's like a food review guy and
Yeah.
people that are reviewing restaurants and hotels and there's a lot of creators out there that have like Etsy's and all
everything.
that. Yeah,
It's
but a lot
Amazon.
of it for me is comedy.
Yes.
I think that there are so many funny people on TikTok that I get lost for hours watching TikTok videos.
It's too lit.
Hours. So I'm going to show you guys a few of those videos. So the first video that I'm going to show you, so there's a guy, his handle on TikTok is magic.ray2594. So it's this, I think he's British. It's this British guy
All
who
right.
he finds videos on TikTok and then he stitches himself into the video in some way
Yeah.
to like make it funny.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only going to show you guys one clip from each of these people, but I have a few of them lined up. But yeah, so this guy's name is Magic Ray, and he stitches himself into the TikTok videos and just makes them so funny. So check out. I'm gonna put it where the comment section is so you guys can see it. But let's just dive into it. Ready?
Bagels for breakfast this morning. But you know what else I do? I put cucumbers on top of my bagel. So I'll put this jalapeno cream cheese on. Sorry. And then jalapeno cream cheese on cucumbers. I'm telling you, it's a great topping. It's crunchy, it's spicy, and it's just yummy.
It's so funny. I love it. I love it so much. It makes me laugh every time he does a video. Every time I'm on, like, I'll go to the For You page and I'll check out like people that I follow, and his stuff comes up, and he just adds himself into the video. So that video just existed on TikTok. It was some lady that was like talking and making a bagel or something or whatever.
Made me hungry.
And he added himself to the video, and I should have pulled up the other videos that I have of him. But yeah, check him out. His name is magic.ray2594. What?
I said whoop.
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 Whoop. Yeah.
That's what we do when we're excited about something.
So the next one I want to show you guys, it's actually he's another British guy. His name is Adrian Bliss, ADRIANBLISS, Adrian Bliss, and he makes his own videos, but I mean you just gotta see it. I'm just gonna show it to you. I can't even explain it to you. Ready? You ready?
Hi, excuse me.
Yeah?
Would you be able to point me in the direction of the fallopian tube?
Good one.
He's off to the fallopian tube, boys.
Good luck with that one, mate.
It's just, sorry, I'm in a bit of a hurry to get to the egg. Do you want to tell him or shall I? Tell me what? There's no easy way to say this.
It's gonna break his heart. We've all been there.
Say what? Look around. You're in a sock.
See, because masturbation.
Oh God, you're in a sock. He's so funny. Yo, you guys, you have to check that guy out because
He's very good.
there's one that he does where it's like a Noah's Ark thing where he's like loading all the animals onto the boat and stuff, and he's the only person in the video, so he dresses up as like all the characters, and he comes up and he's dressed as Noah and he's like checking animals in, and then these two, I think they're supposed to be like mammoths or something. They come up.
Yes. Woolly mammoths.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, excuse me, we were supposed to bring someone specific with us or something like that, and he's like, oh yeah, it's so that when this is all said and done, you guys can mate. Why, is there a problem? And the mammoth is like, oh, no, and he's like, well, it seems like there's a problem. Like, is there a problem? And the mammoth is like, well, it's just that I brought my dad with me. He's so funny.
You have to watch the video.
Yeah, it's good.
It's
Yeah, you
all the
gotta
more
you gotta
reason
see
to
the
look him up.
you gotta see the video.
He's got plenty better ones than that.
I'll post links on the bottom of this video once this episode is like aired, after we've aired and everything, so that you guys can find these TikTokers, because these guys are gold. Like, they're so funny. I feel like I found so many comedians. I actually didn't know who Mateo Lane was until TikTok, and I went to go see Mateo Lane for my anniversary with my husband in P-Town. And he was so funny. But I found him on TikTok, and I just feel like TikTok, it's such a great opportunity for people to like get their stuff out there.
It's
and
a great
like
platform.
Yeah, it is.
Think about all the people that they just put snippets of their songs in these videos, and then the song, once it comes out, just blows the hell up.
Yep.
It's great. It's a great marketing tool.
Yep, I agree.
Can't
yeah,
hate.
actually, I'm trying to think. I think there's a few artists who got their start because of TikTok. I don't know if I can think of any off the top of my head, but
I'm
I know
sure
that
there's
I've discovered music because of TikTok. It's
100%.
I think it's a great platform, and I think that there's a lot of countries that are trying to like ban it and stuff, but I don't think that's the way to go.
It's crazy.
So.
It's crazy.
Let me see what's going on in the
crazy
comment section.
TikTok.
Keith Lee, Bert just said Keith Lee. That's actually the food review guy I was talking about. I'm going to bring him up on the show next week because that man is doing some glorious work for the community.
Glorious.
He is. He's no. You know what? We'll just talk about it now. So he's a food critic, right? He just goes to places, he gets food, and then he rates it on a scale of 1 to 10. But he started building this huge platform where people really started following him and stuff. So and he realized that people were going to these places because he was reviewing them. So what he decided to do is he was like, all right, what businesses aren't doing so well?
Yeah.
What businesses aren't making money? Let me go to those places and do reviews. And that's what he's doing. And he's gone to places in Vegas. He's gone to places in New York. And he's turned businesses around. Now people have lines out the door and around the corner because of his food reviews. And he's bringing light to businesses that don't know how to advertise, don't know how to market themselves, and it's a genius idea. It's a genius concept. But yeah, so I think his name is Keith Lee. You can check him out on TikTok as well. Matt just gave us follow semi-stupid dude does that with celebrities. He clips bits from movies and he's absolutely hilarious. Trailer Trash Tammy is funny. Yup, Trailer Trash Tammy. I know who that is. She's
funny.
hilarious for sure. Let me see. Who else? Glad there's some video channels. Blah, 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 blah.
Blah.
Yeah. All right. So I got one more for you that I'm going to show you. This guy is actually Canadian.
Ooh,
yeah.
they're funny.
There's a lot of funny
telling
people that
you.
come out of Canada. So
There's
let
a
me
lot
get rid of the
funny
chat
stuff.
box
Justin
real quick.
Bieber.
I said good people.
Oh.
Oh, I'm just kidding. Justin Bieber's great. All right, so this guy, his name is Jack Innanen, and his handle on TikTok is Young Jack Innanen.
That's definitely how it's
Young
said
Jack
too.
Innanen. But this is one of my favorite videos that he's come out with, so I'm going to share this one with you. You ready?
I'm
All right,
ready.
let's do this.
So where's this dog I keep hearing so much about? Oh, he's right here. That's a grown-ass man. Yeah, he's a little old, but hey, who said you can't teach old dogs new tricks? Ready? Watch this. Speak. What's up, bro? Good boy. Yeah, he just spoke English. That's an actual human being. Yeah, I guess he kind of does have like that human-like personality. Because it's a fucking dude. I feel like we're drastically overlooking the fact that this is just a guy on all fours that you keep in your house, or? He's actually a rescue. Did I mention that? What does that even mean in this context? It's a shame. I found him out wandering the streets all by himself one night, so I took him in. I was walking to class one day and he just grabbed me. Okay, what's your name, dude? I call him Snowball. It's actually Dennis. Okay, so this is like some type of kink thing. No, dude, he genuinely thinks I'm a dog. Okay, even then, why are you going along with this? Free rent, free food. Still, dude, that can't be. 401k matching, pension plan, dental coverage. You get dental coverage? Let me tell you, my canines have never looked so good. Huh? Meow. Daddy's little kitten. Okay, fuck that.
That was good. That was really good. But I got a little disgruntled because halfway through I was like, oh, I would do this.
You would do what?
I would do that.
Do what?
Free
Be the
rent,
dog or steal someone as a dog?
If he wanted me to be a dog, I would have been a dog. Like he said, free
If
rent,
he wanted
free
me to be a
food.
dog, I'd be a dog too.
Don't do it.
Hey.
Just, hey.
That was a different kind of joke.
I think we're not on the same page right
Yeah,
now.
no, it was
Moving
a
on,
different kind of
though.
joke. Yeah.
That was TikTok.
No, he's really good. Yeah, so his name is Young Jack Innanen. And again, I'll post these links on the bottom of this video so that you guys can check them out after the fact. But if you have videos that you want to share or people that you want me to play videos for, I'm happy to do that. I just wanted to introduce this segment to the show. Give us something new and fun and funny and exciting.
Woo!
I just feel like we've been doing a lot of really serious topics lately, and we need to laugh.
We do.
It's important.
It's good to laugh.
You know?
Laughter's the best medicine,
That's
as they
right.
say.
That's right.
So if anybody's sick out there, Kels, I hope you're watching and laughing because it's
Kels.
the best medicine.
I wonder if Kels. Do you think Kels is watching right now? From
I hope she's not. I hope she's resting.
she's
and getting
resting.
A lot of
She
juice.
has COVID.
I know. I hope she's resting.
She has the vid.
Getting juice.
Getting
us-
what?
Getting juice.
Oh.
Juice. Vitamin C.
Oh, okay. All right.
God, Justin.
All right. All right. So we do have to drift into our serious topic.
All right.
And I'm
drift
actually
away.
really nervous about
Drift
this.
away.
This is gonna be a very controversial topic. We've dug pretty deep into like the whole drag thing and bars and
We have.
bartenders and
Yes, we have.
customers and we've had some good conversation. But
Yeah.
I want to talk about law enforcement.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is such a touchy subject for me because you know, I mean, I'm part of the LGBT community. I know that there have been a lot of problems when it comes to the police department and the community. I know that, you know, the community deals with a lot of issues. But then on the other side of the coin, you know, I have a lot of family members that are police officers and
Same.
in the fire department,
Very
and
much
you know,
same. Both.
private investigators, and so it's like it's hard for me to have these kinds of conversations with people because I feel like I can see things from both sides, but like
Yeah.
the one thing that will automatically set me off every single time is when someone says ACAB. ACAB. Have you ever heard that before?
That's a new term that I've been introduced to, and I very much dislike it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm just not a fan. And you know, I understand that there's, you know, a lot of controversy. There are a lot of really bad people in the police department, and
That's such a blanket statement, though. And the people I feel that are using that would not be very happy if people using it to discern them. You know what I mean? If
Right.
you could find a term for whoever else is doing it. You can't just say all cops are bad.
right.
You can't.
Right.
You just can't. That's
Right.
like saying this group are bad.
That's like saying all drag queens are pedophiles.
All drag queens are trying to manipulate children
Yeah,
into
yeah,
music.
or
Yes,
groomers,
that's exactly what it is.
I'm telling you,
It's the same
that's
thing.
and that's how I feel about it. I feel very strongly about that. You can't lump
Yep.
everybody into one kind of category of
No.
thing. You can't do that. It's not right. And I have definitely dealt with my own personal experiences. You know, where the police department has handled things in a way that
Yeah.
I think could have been handled differently.
Sure, yeah.
But I have also seen situations where, you know, police officers go above and beyond and so far out of their way to try to help people and try to, you know, do the right thing.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
but again, that isn't to say that there aren't bad people in the police department or
There's
bad people
ba-
out there.
But there's bad people everywhere in every different profession.
But the
And-
question really becomes what is the solution? Like, how do you know, is it
Therein lies the
proper
problem.
training?
Yep.
Is it, you know, there should be a different process to hiring people to become police officers in the first place? Should you meet certain criteria that doesn't already exist? Like, how do you filter through those people and get rid of, especially the ones that exist now? Like, how do you get rid of the ones that are already on the police department, or the ones that say, you know, were amazing for the first 20 years of their career, and then they have this downward spiral where they just snap, or something changes and they become not such a good police officer, I guess.
Have you ever, like, say back in high school, have you ever, like, fake it till you make it? You just show up, not know anything that was on the test, and you take it just, like, out of a common sense and
Yep.
pass it?
Yep.
I feel like a lot of that happens, and the psychological test isn't really as in-depth as it possibly could be for these people to not get through, because I'm sorry, but some people that end up getting through this process are either narcissists or you can be anything, but a lot of these people know how to work. When you want to get something, you know how to get it. So
Right. So the reason why I felt like this was an important topic of conversation is because there's been a couple of things in the news over the last, I'd say, month,
at least, yeah.
that have to do with the police department. So we know about, like, the George Floyd thing and the Ferguson thing. You know, with corrupt police officers or police officers that didn't handle things the right way. And with the George Floyd thing, it was a bunch of non-black police officers that responded to the George Floyd incident. And ultimately, you know, Mr. Floyd, unfortunately, passed away, right, because of it.
Was murdered.
And
basically.
people were up in arms. It started the whole BLM movement. It was a huge thing. But
Terrible.
then you look at what just happened with
Memphis.
in Memphis with
Memphis.
that guy. So there was a black guy who unfortunately died in the hands of the police officers. But it wasn't it five?
Wait.
What?
Before we do that, he was in a traffic infraction. He got pulled over, and this young man was pulled over by what happened to be 5 also black police officers. So
Now, before we discuss it, I do want to play the video, and then we'll
You know
go
what?
into.
That's a great idea.
So I just want to warn you guys, for anybody that hasn't seen the video,
It's tough.
it's hard to
tough.
watch. It really
It's
is hard to watch, but I do feel like it needs to be put out there. I do feel like people do need to see it. So if this kind of stuff bothers you, maybe put your phone or your computer down for a few minutes. I think the video is only 2 minutes long, but we're gonna play the video and then we will sit and talk about it. But yeah, so just for context, he was being pulled over for you said a speeding infraction.
I don't know if it was speeding or failure to use the blinker, but it was probably speeding. I don't know the exact reason why he was pulled over. I don't know
Okay,
if it's
and
in
then
the
this
report.
was what transpired once he got pulled over. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Unfortunately.
You get your ass blown the fuck off. Get the fuck out the car. Get the fuck out the fucking car. Damn, I didn't do anything. Hey, hey, I didn't turn your ass around. All right. On the ground. All right. Hey, you don't do that, okay? Get on the fucking ground. Get on the ground. Okay. Tase your ass. All right, I'm on the ground. Lay down. Tap down. Please tase on the ground. I'm fixing to tase you. Get on the ground. Lay down. One. Now. I'm tasing. All right. Okay. Turn your bitch ass right back. Break your shit. Okay, dude. Damn. Turn the fuck around. Put your fucking hands on your back. Bitch, put your hands behind your back. Okay, stop. I'm gonna knock your ass the fuck out. You guys are really doing a lot right now. Bro, lay down. I'm just trying to go home. Lay down. Man, if you don't lay down. I am on the ground. Put your hands on your stomach. I got it. Okay. Hey, Mike, give me that, bro. Watch out. Mom! Hey. Give your hands.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
So I'm looking at the comment section and I see that there are people that are not happy that this video is being played, but
It should
again,
be played.
I feel
It has
like
to be played. It's on every news station.
yeah, it is, and I feel like this really needs to be talked about. I feel like this really needs to be addressed for numerous reasons. I think that I might actually get a lot of shit for my opinion, but I am going to be honest in how I feel about it, and I think the conversation needs to be had. Dialogue needs to exist. People need to see this kind of stuff because they need to understand the severity of the
It's
situation.
happening, and
Right,
it's happening.
right. So I think regardless of the circumstances, I think that the way that they handled that situation was all wrong. 150% all wrong. They went about it the wrong way. The poor guy was screaming for his mother.
It's more than you went about it the wrong way. That was absolutely
It was
outrageous.
disgusting.
It was disgusting.
disgusting.
It was terrible.
It was disgusting. And
Excessive force beyond.
right.
Times 10.
And I think one of the things that bothers me about this whole thing is that it's not getting the same traction and it's not getting the same publicity as the George Floyd thing, because I think because both parties were black, so it's like it's not considered a hate crime. It's not, you know what I mean? It's not addressed in that light. So it's not getting the same kind of traction. But I will say this, and I think this is where I think I'm gonna get some hate. The guy wasn't complying. Like, the cops told him to get down on the ground, lay down, put his hands behind his back, do all this stuff, and he was like, I am, but he's like laying on his side. He's fighting with them to put his arms behind his back. Then at one point, and you don't see this in the video,
You don't see it in the video.
he
but
gets
runs.
up and he runs.
multiple times,
He
multiple
runs
times.
away. And again, I don't think that the approach should be to beat the guy to death
No.
or to even beat
God,
him.
no.
Period.
No.
I spoke to a police officer about this. Somebody that I know that has been doing this for a long time, and essentially I asked them, like, if this was you in this situation, like, how would you have handled it? What would you have done differently? Like, what would your approach have been? And they gave me the best answer I think ever, and it was essentially it's if they didn't do something severely wrong, like shooting somebody or
Assault.
right, something that jeopardizes other people, whatever. If it's
Yeah.
like a minor traffic infraction or a minor drug infraction or something,
Sure.
and that person gets up and they run away, let him go. Just let him run. Go, just go. Like it's, and I can see why people would say no. Like, no, that's not the right approach. Because then if that's the mentality, then more people are just going to try to run. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
so that makes sense. But then again, on the other side of the coin, is it really worth that guy's life?
No, absolutely not.
Like, it wasn't. If it was a traffic violation, was it really worth his life?
Exactly, not unless anything. There's no unless, but I mean, I can see there's a stolen car. You have to do something about it. But if someone didn't assault anybody, they're not committing any major crimes, and they run, yeah, just let them go. And if they do, you have their vehicle, their license plate, their everything right there. They're gonna get found. Unless it's a stolen vehicle, but I don't think that's
All right,
the case
so-
in half the time.
So Crash the Stampede said it absolutely is getting the same traction and even more.
I don't think so.
I'm
We had
pretty
to
sure. I'm pretty sure the whole BLM movement was a result of George Floyd,
Yeah.
and I don't see protests going on
No.
like that right now. So I don't think.
And you know why there might not be an uproar is because they immediately all lost their jobs, fired on
Right,
the spot
right.
immediately. So
And do you-
maybe that's not why there's so much of an uproar, not
Right.
as it should be, maybe.
Right.
But there was swift action.
Yeah. No, there was definitely swift action on the part of the police department. They all actually, I think that there was a sixth officer who was fired as well because of it.
You're
He was trying to
correct.
comply. They were giving him a million contradictory commands. He was on the ground, and they said, "Get on the ground." They had his arms and kept telling him, "Give me your arms." He was trying. Not all police are bad, but this is bad, and those officers should lose their jobs for that. There's
They did.
absolutely no need
And they did.
for that amount of excessive force given the situation.
Yeah.
His car was there. They knew where to find him. Right, Missy, that's what I was saying. Like, if the guy's going to run, like, he's got to come back for his car at some point. So, if you're not going to get him right then and there in that particular situation, then it is what it is. Their entire city is in an uproar to the point that the guard is on standby, was on standby. Okay. See, I didn't know that was the case.
No.
I didn't know that was a thing. There's a reason you don't see the protests. There's no narrative to be spun by peaceful protests. There was immediate consequence. The 6th is on admin leave because, believe me, there are many protests.
I'm sure
the white
there are.
officer was not fired. They are on admin leave. The black officers were fired. Do you think that has anything to do with race, though? You said the white officer was not fired. They are on admin leave. The black officers were fired. Or do you think? Because, like, I mean, I didn't count how many officers were there on the scene, but were all 6 of them there?
It was definitely 5 or 6, and
Yeah.
I think the 6th one wasn't necessarily involved in the beating, but he was there and pacing around, knew what was happening, and knew that it was going to be
Right.
something that wasn't
Right.
going to go well.
See, but all right. So Nightwolf said there have been protests. If you're not hearing about it, question your news sources. But what are the protests though at this point? Because again, like I said, if the officers were fired right away, like what is the approach from here? Like and again, this is the question that I asked before. Like, what needs to be done differently? Like, should all cops be fired and we just start over again? Like, what is the approach? How do we move on?
But and we do our research a little bit sometimes before we do the show, and if you look up on YouTube trying to find the surveillance and body cameras, the footage, a lot of it is just these very local news stations. It's not as widespread as it should be, because for many reasons I feel, but it's
Level of participation. So that's what they're saying it comes down to. So because the other officers reacted in a different
Right.
way, that's why they were fired, and that other officer is on admin leave because he didn't do things to the same severity. See, now to me, if
Well-
you're gonna fire one of them, you fire all of them.
You
If
gotta
that
fire all of
if that officer wasn't stopping anybody from
mean,
doing anything, and
he's-
the person is not with us anymore. The person died. Like
Yeah.
that's serious.
Mhm.
I don't know.
It's tough. Like, there's not a lot that we can say that's going to be either people aren't going to agree with us, people will agree with us, and there's not much we can really talk about that is going to sway many people's opinions. You all
Right.
have your own opinions,
Right.
and we can only give ours.
Right. My point is, I think the thing that I'm trying to stress is, it's not a generalized thing. It's not like every single police officer out there is bad.
No,
And
that's what bothers me.
and a lot of them are in trouble for other things. I mean,
Oh boy, here we go. All
this
right,
is,
nice.
is that going to be our segue?
I think I like
that
it.
gonna be our
I think I like it.
segue?
I'm sorry, guys. We're going from serious to
Yeah,
also
we're going
a subject that's semi-serious.
It is, yeah. We gotta lighten it up a little bit. This is. I mean, that was hard to watch. But
I don't know if anyone knows about the young woman who was, I don't want to say accused. She is found of having relations with a lot of her coworkers in the on the force. I don't know. Can we say her name? Let's just, anyways. You all know who we're talking about. But she came out with a 61-page dossier, basically describing in vivid detail everything that actually went on. And she was interviewed. She had to do a psych evaluation. She had to do an interview with obviously the people in charge, and she said a lot of things, disclosed a lot of information. Justin, is there anything specific you would want to know? Because I'm very well versed in this. I don't want to
Very
just start from the
specific. I
top.
want to know about what just the incident itself.
No, not the incident itself. Give me something specific. Okay, here's an example. You want to know things that they did? They used to play strip Uno. Justin, ask me.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you say strip Uno?
I said strip Uno.
How do you play?
That's a thing.
How does one play strip Uno?
Well, I can only venture to guess.
No, that doesn't even make any sense. Strip Uno, like draw four,
here's-
take off your pants.
Draw four. See, draw four. I feel like that would be you have to remove 4 articles of clothing. That has to be what that is.
Draw four, take
Draw
off your
4.
pants.
Yeah,
That
something
has
like
to be what it is. If you have to draw cards, or like if you get skipped, instead of dropping a card, you take off your shirt.
There was apparently one, and again, this is public record. There was apparently an instance where her and her concubine wanted to go to the gym because the gym was where they sometimes did the things that they do, and there was another colleague that came up and said, "What are you guys doing? Where are you guys going? Oh, you guys going to the gym? Oh, let me tag along. I'm gonna go with you." And they were just like, totally ruined that.
So how many officers were involved in this? Do you know?
It was 5.
5?
5. And I mean, there's more in the precinct. I'm sure that 3 or 4 of them maybe didn't make the cut.
Right. Right. Jesus. So wait. But you were telling me earlier. You said that. How did it all come to light?
Oh my goodness!
Explain this to me.
According to the manuscript dossier that this novel that was written, there was one that she was involved with that apparently caught feelings a little too much and found out about all the other things that were going on with other colleagues and people that were also engaging in the same type of activities that he was with her, and he wasn't really a fan of that.
Yeah.
So what he decided to do was send her text messages saying, "How dare you? I thought you cared about me. I thought you loved me. I thought this and that." And now he decided to go and tattle. That son of a bitch went and tattled. And this is why.
So because he wasn't the only one.
Because he wasn't the only one. This is why we all know about it now.
So let's
a lover's
all right.
scorn.
Let's hold on. Let's break this down a little bit, because I think this is something about the whole situation that is really bothering me. So she was obviously found guilty or accused of this stuff. There was proof. There was evidence.
Oh, she's admitted to everything.
They were all
Yes.
removed, right? They were all fired.
Oh,
all
yeah.
fired. But if you go on Facebook and check out the memes that are going around, it's all about her. Like she's the one that's getting the brunt of it. And I mean, I guess a little bit rightfully so because she's the one that
No.
did all this stuff.
No, rightfully so.
But
No, rightfully so.
no,
I believe these are participating adults that
Right.
did things. Again, I think I told you earlier, it's like firefighters. They have a lot of stuff they have a lot of downtime. There's
Yeah.
nothing to do.
Yeah.
I don't believe that this young lady was out there having sex with people instead of over the walkie-talkie. We got a 1049 in progress, and she's like, "Yeah, hold on, but I'm doing something right now." She was
She's like,
definitely.
"Well, I'll be right
yeah,
now."
exactly. Hey, Bert. So I don't think these people necessarily should be in the spotlight for things that went on between consenting adults behind closed doors. So a lot of the time, it wasn't even on duty. I mean, sure, you shouldn't do it on duty either, but
Yeah.
again, there's downtime. What the hell else you gonna do? You serve and protect. You're stopping people from coming and taking my Amazon packages, or that's a ring, but still,
no,
Don't-
that doesn't
don't.
make it. That doesn't make it okay. You shouldn't be doing that stuff while you're on the clock.
why not? You're
Period.
passing
No,
the time.
no. Isn't she? Wasn't she married?
She is
She
married.
was married.
She was married, but listen, they were on their way out. She had talked to him 1,000 times about trying to have an open marriage and bring other people in. They had a threesome. They had a and again, I'm not speculating. This is in the dossier. They had a threesome.
Yeah.
He couldn't deal with it. Other people started kissing her, and he was like, "No, thank you.
Oh no.
No, I don't think so anymore." And that's unfortunate because, I mean, I know a lot of guys think that, oh, I would love a threesome. Wouldn't it be great? But then again, some guys aren't built for that, and some guys can't handle a certain level of sexual intensity that woman clearly had. And this guy had no idea what he was in for. She even said in the document, she goes, "I feel like I was at a 4 of my libido and my craziness, and my 4 was his 9. So we could not, we could not compete. We could not match." And she said they were on their way out, so she went wild. And you know what? At that age, be wild. Do
Yeah.
what you got to do.
Just don't do it on the clock, though. I mean,
Again, it was probably only half the time on the clock.
I don't
People
know.
are people. Let it go. God.
I don't know. I think if it was behind closed doors, I think if it was happening like
One happened on a boat
okay. Well, I mean, I feel like
in
those
a bathroom of
I
a
feel like
boat
those times shouldn't matter.
after
I mean,
she did karaoke and then fell down the stairs. And
Jesus, you really read?
Oh, I of the 61 pages, I probably read 42 of them.
Wow.
And I can't wait to read the rest.
All right,
I
but you're
just
gonna
couldn't-
tell me that you've never fucked a coworker?
No, I would never say that I haven't fucked a coworker. I've fucked many coworkers. In fact,
So do you think that
Never
you should
mind,
all be
just- yeah.
fired?
no. In fact, no at all. Well, at the jobs I've had, it's not really. It's not conducive to having sex in that particular. It's not like when you're a police officer and you got some downtime. This
Right.
my jobs. This
Right.
was outside of work. So
Right.
But no, I mean, no, I've never done that. I've never had relations with. No,
I mean,
that's
I feel like
not
if
professional. Not
I feel like
professional.
if
I don't like it.
if I wasn't a married man, in my line of work, I mean, being a DJ or a bartender, you meet people on a regular basis. Like,
Sure.
I mean, that opens doors to other things too. I mean, it just makes me question. So actually, it just makes me question, like, if that's the way she was with the other police officers, like, how many times did people get away with not getting a speeding ticket or like,
Well, one of the things was she used to go into work and say, "Ugh, I had the worst lay of my life last night," talking about her husband.
Yeah.
So it's like when you go in and you talk to a testosterone alpha male police officer, and you don't think that that's going to make him think, well, I bet I could do better than that. And all you got to do is say that, and then it's okay. Hop in the back of the cruiser, and here we go.
Jesus.
I'm sorry, it's in the dossier, guys. Read it.
Yeah.
61 pages.
I guess
61.
just read the dossier.
Do it up.
Shit.
It is a read. I mean, 50 Shades of Grey. No, 50 Shades of this lady.
All right. Well, I mean, all I'm saying is, the police are like, they're like really in the spotlight these days. Like, there's
For
a
a
lot.
little while now, yeah.
There's a lot going on, and I just, my
Everyone's
biggest
flawed. Everyone's
my
flawed.
biggest message that I want to stress is, I don't think that all cops are bad. I don't think that all anybody is anything specific. I feel like there's bad eggs in every basket. There's
Every
bad
basket.
apples in every
Yes,
bunch. You know
yes,
what I
yes,
mean?
yes,
And it's really a matter of just weeding through and figuring out who these bad eggs are. And
But like you
It
said
is what
earlier,
it
you,
is.
you can't group people into certain categories just because some people think, like you said earlier, you used drags as a example.
as
You
groomers
can't-
or whatever.
Yeah, groomers.
Yeah.
You can't just say that every drag is a groomer, just
No.
like you can't say
No.
every cop is a bad cop.
But I also, and this is me playing devil's advocate because that's what I do. I don't think that all drag queens have the same intentions. I don't think that all cops have the same intentions, or
Yeah.
priests, or all these
Anyone.
people, all these people that are like in the limelight and getting all these bad reputations. I think it's very unfair for anybody to try to advocate and say that any specific group as a whole is bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I
unless you're
agree.
talking about like the KKK or something.
Yeah, neo-Nazi groups and stuff.
That's
or the people that
obviously a
storm all
different
these
story.
libraries where these nice people are trying to just read storybooks to children.
It's obviously a different story. But anyway, with all that being said, I mean, our phone lines are now
Yeah, let's
open.
open it
If you
up.
guys
Open
want
it
to
up.
call in 508-802-4356.
You know you have something to say.
We will open the phone lines up to you.
Let's
You can
do it.
call in and have a
Give
conversation
us
with
something.
us.
Give us your mind.
Let's give us something
Give us a
to
piece
talk
of your
about.
mind.
I don't know if you guys have noticed this nice shirt I got on. It's got a hood attached to it. It says "Just in Time" on it. Our merchandise is
hot.
now
That's
available. If you would like a shirt or a hoodie or a hat or anything, reach out to me and I will give you the pricing for each of those. Our store and our online shop will be up in the next week. And you guys will be able to order some sweet merchandise. And we do have some other things in the works. I'm not going to say that these cups will or will not be on the list, but check out these cups. Pretty freaking
Cool
sweet.
cups.
Yeah.
Cool cups.
All right.
Mugs, I would call them.
We got a
Mugs.
caller. We got a caller coming in,
Look at
so
that
we're gonna take
mug.
this call. Look at that mug.
Look at that mug.
All right, hello. You are on the air. Who are you? What's up?
Hello?
Hello.
Are you sure?
Hello. Oh, I think I muted them.
They're muted.
You're on the air. Hello. Hello.
Here we are.
Oh,
Oh, you
and he hung up.
And you hung
Oh.
up. As soon as we got you, you hung up.
See,
Call back.
it was my fault too
It's
because
all right. Call back.
I muted and then because I'm not used to doing this. This is
Things
usually
happen.
Kels' job.
This is Kels'
I blame
job.
Kels.
I
Thanks,
blame Kels
Kels.
as well. But we miss her.
Thanks, Kels.
I
All
know
right. You know what?
everyone does.
We'll call that person back. Let's call him back. I'm gonna call them.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We can do that now.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right.
Let's call this person.
Papagenos.
Call you back.
Does it?
Oh,
Leave a
no,
message.
that's it.
We could have left a message.
No, I didn't want to leave a message.
But we're so
What if they didn't
promoting
want to leave their?
messages.
If they didn't want to leave their say their name, I
All
didn't
right,
want
all
to
right.
like
Well, someone else call in
expose
then.
them.
Someone else call
Yeah,
in
if you guys
right
want to
now.
call in, now's the time to
in
do it.
right now.
508-802-4356. Now's the time to call in. Our lines are open. Oh, anyway, yeah. So merch.
Yeah, merch.
You can
Merch
get
is
a
good.
get
You
a
can buy
sweet
things
Cancel
and
Andrew
stuff.
2023 shirt
No, you
or
can't.
a
This
just
is
in time
exclusive
shirt.
to me. Maybe
What?
one day
No.
I'll auction it off.
You don't
want
want to sell a Cancel Andrew shirt?
This is all for me.
I feel like that'd be pretty sweet.
No, I don't want people walking around saying cancel Andrew. That's like a social media type thing. This is my shirt.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Well,
don't need people wearing that. It's for Andrew,
I mean,
not for
whatever.
the public. Ugh.
Phone died. Oh, Leanne tried calling in and the phone died. That's too bad.
How did you get to write that if your phone died?
Maybe they're watching on their computer.
All right, true story.
Yeah.
Fair.
Well, if you want to call in, phone line's open, and we have somebody calling in right now, so let's
Yeah.
take the call.
Caller, you're
Dude,
live.
no, not yet.
You're not live
Shh,
yet.
Don't say anything yet.
Shh.
Jesus. All right, now you are live. Say hello. Hello.
Hello.
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Hey, Mikey Spiky, what's
Hey,
going on, buddy?
man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For sure.
to where you live. They could have got him another day.
Yeah.
I just realized that nobody in the the interwebs could hear you. Somebody just said we can't hear the caller, so you're gonna have to say all that again. But I agree with you. But you're gonna have to say that
Oh,
again.
that was
I'm
great.
sorry.
Please say it
I
again.
know. Please.
All right, so you want me to say it again?
Yes, please.
All right. So, as a former law enforcement officer, it was in our blue book. The blue book is basically our rules and regulations, what we can and can't do. We're supposed to use the amount of force necessary to subdue a suspect. It doesn't take 5 officers, batons, and mace to subdue and beat down a suspect. A couple officers would have been sufficient, and they abused their power by having 5 officers completely beat down this guy.
Right.
They could have just like you said, in your view, that they should have just let him go. From what I understand, from what I read, it was a motor vehicle infraction. He was swerving. In that case, they already had him stopped. He was already out of the vehicle. He wasn't endangering anybody. He was out of the vehicle. They could have let him go. The license plate is tagged to where he lives, and they could have found him later on that night or the next day. They could have towed the car, and the case would have been solved. And those 5 cops would have had their jobs, and this guy would have had his life.
Right.
So,
Right.
Exactly, yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
Now, what do you feel about him, trying to run so many times as he did, and technically not complying, as they said? But again,
that's just it. That's devil's advocate. He was running away, but
doesn't make it
then
right.
again,
I'm
he was
not saying
running.
it makes it right.
But from what I get, I would do the same thing if I was you. And I was a former law enforcement. They were beating him down. They dragged him out of the car. You don't drag someone out of the car for a traffic stop.
Right.
Right.
I would run away.
Right.
And I'm a former law enforcement officer. I'm in fear of my life. These
That's a
5
great
guys
point.
are beating me down for swerving over the yellow line.
Right.
So of course I'm going to run away.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
a great point.
we agree.
That is a
We
great
agree.
point.
Well, we appreciate you calling. Thank you for what you said. We agree, and I couldn't have said it better myself. And coming from somebody who was a former law enforcement officer too, so yeah,
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
thank you for calling in.
All right, guys. Great show.
All right,
Thanks,
thanks. Bye.
All right, we had a lot of calls during that call. If
We
you
did.
guys want to call back, just call back.
Yeah, feel free
please.
to call back. Yeah, we will take more callers.
That
I'm
was a
sorry,
good
I don't
call.
want to cut people off when they're talking, so I just I want to give people the chance to get it all out.
Call from.
So with that being said, next caller, you are on the air. Say hello.
Hello.
Hello, who are we speaking with? What's up?
It's the Winters Clan.
Hey, Winters
Oh
Clan.
my goodness! Hello.
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 What would
What's
you
happening,
What would
guys?
you like to add?
So I don't know if you saw my comment from earlier when you were talking about ACAB.
Mm-hmm. I didn't. Let me go back and see.
So I don't like using that term for, obviously I don't believe that all cops are bad, but I do kind of understand where people are coming from. Well, I think I understand where most people are coming from when they say it.
Mhm.
It's kind of like the not all men thing, where a lot of women see any man and they're instantly cautious of the situation,
Right.
where they kind of have to treat if you can't distinguish the good from the bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
you
I
kinda
see what you're
treat them
saying.
all at the bad.
Yeah, I guess I didn't really think about it like that. I guess if you've underwent some sort of a traumatic experience or something, and yeah, it would make you cautious. You would have some sort of like PTSD when it comes to them in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think of it like that. That's a good way of
That's a good
putting
point.
it. Man, Winters, you're so smart.
Yeah.
Man.
Thanks.
Look at you.
All right. Well, I appreciate you calling in.
Yeah,
Anything else you want to add?
Make onesies.
Make onesies. Oh.
Killian wants a onesie so bad. And
Okay.
plus, look at it this way. Everybody thinks babies are cute, so everybody always wants to look at the baby.
Yeah.
She's
So I can
not
be like,
wrong.
look at this baby.
That's some
and
good
he's really
advertising
cute.
right
Wrong.
there. Oh, Winters
Listen,
Clan.
our kid wants to be a billboard, all right?
Yes.
You know what?
All right. Go ahead.
It's doable.
Yeah, it's doable.
It's doable.
All right, Winters Clan.
It's been done.
We are gonna be working on a onesie specifically for you guys. Then
Just for you.
we're gonna make it happen for you.
Just for you.
All right,
Fuck
sounds
yeah.
good.
All right. Thanks for calling in, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Who else we got?
Oh man,
Who else
a
we got?
onesie. What a great idea.
It really is.
What a great idea.
Been done.
Been done.
Been done. Been gonna happen.
Been done. Been gonna happen. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll do it.
Come on, give us another one.
We'll do it. Anybody else wants to call in? Now's
Give
the
us
time to do
another
that.
one.
508-802-4356. You can chime in on the conversation. They brought up they brought up some good points.
A lot of good points.
I,
That
you know
was
what?
some good calls.
I didn't think about the whole traumatic experience thing, like the
No.
whole PTSD thing.
Nope.
Like
Nope.
they're hesitant and cautious because.
Yeah.
So I get why they would say that, but I think that it's very important to, really try to dig deep in these issues and try to resolve them as best we can. And
This is why we do this. Again, had no idea. That's a great, different perspective that I didn't see, at least.
It was a great
I
perspective.
didn't think about that.
It was a great perspective. Yep. Oh, we got another caller. We will take that caller.
Hi.
So yeah, I think that's a fantastic thought that I didn't think of. So caller, you're on the air. Say
Hey,
hello.
caller.
Hello, let's try this one more fucking time. It's Leanne.
Hey, Leanne.
Leanne.
Hi. So I wanted to try to expand on the ACAB thing because, admittedly, the term is very misleading.
Mhm.
What it more so refers to is cops the police as a system was built upon like very clearly like racist, like straight up like slave labeling type patrols. And to further that, current training of officers is very it's not I don't know.
So you think
It's not
training of
minority
officers
friendly.
could be better, is what you're saying?
Kind of.
How are they being trained now that you know of that is not sufficient?
They are put into there's this training trains them more for life and death situations where they need to make split second decisions that could put themselves or other people in danger. They need to quell the situation under basically under any circumstance they see fit. The rules are very, very loose for them. They're very broad, so they get a lot away. They get away with a lot.
That's interesting.
Do you think? I mean, but I think every department is different, right? I mean, I don't know the answer to this. Do all rules and laws apply to every police department out there? There's got to be different.
Every state's different.
Right, there's got to be different
laws and jurisdiction. Yeah, it's every state has different laws that they. Yeah, no, it's completely different everywhere, basically.
So what do you think? So what do you think the right approach would be? Do you think that everybody should be following this whole
Well, for certain
a unified code of conduct, or
That would certainly help. I feel there needs to be there needs to be more services than just the police. They have to handle basically every problem in our society, right? You call them for fucking everything. There needs to be people who are more trained in dealing with people who are in a mental health episode, people who are in, more.
Leanne, do you think in this climate that there isn't a lot of programs being done right now in almost just every police station across the globe to deal with these kind of situations? Because I feel like it's almost like an epidemic like COVID. It's running rampant throughout the entire country. So I don't believe, like when we brought up earlier the sex scandals that happened in the police department, I guarantee you now a whole bunch of precincts are now going to have to go through a sexual harassment type situation with all these things. I just can't believe or imagine that across the nation the police stations and departments aren't doing something to address these specific situations and tolerance mainly.
what do you think?
What do you think that should be done? You said the police, they're responsible for too much. So what do we do?
I think we need to outline more specifically why we need them, why we need the police, why we need, a more heavy militarized kind of
So do you think that there
force.
should be different branches of the department for specific things? Is what you're saying?
Right, and they should be, funded equally. There should be. That's kind of where the defund the police thing comes from. It's not. We should put that money to something that they
CIA.
Gotcha. Okay.
It should be. It should be allocated to more. Just more clearly useful, branched out sort of. Sorry, I'm having a hard time.
Oh no,
putting my
you're
words
good.
together,
You're
but I
good. No,
think-
you get it. I think I understand what you're trying to say. I get it. All right. Well, we
Yeah.
appreciate you calling in.
Thanks
Thank
a lot for
you for
calling
your
in,
opinion. I
yeah,
get.
of course, it was wonderful.
Thank you so much. Oh man, yeah, that's. I
People
mean,
got a lot of things to say,
and you know
man.
what? They're bringing
People
up
got a lot of things to
they're
say.
bringing up
Great
good points. Yeah,
Great
they're bringing up good points. So if
Great
you guys want to
points.
call in, there's still time. 508-802-4356. We are still taking callers. Anything you want to talk about? I mean, you can talk about.
Come on now.
You can talk about anything that we discussed today. It doesn't just have to be the cop thing. If you guys want to talk about the
TikTok. You wanna
TikTok
talk about
thing,
TikTok.
or
You
if
wanna
you
know how to make that shot,
if you wanna trade up my paperclip, you can do that.
please do that.
Trade up my
Awesome.
paperclip.
Crash.
Hey, I'm telling you, that thing's it's
My
gonna take off. It's gonna take
paperclip.
off. All right, you are on the air. Say hello.
Hey,
Hey guys, how you doing?
great. How are you?
Oh, just gotta turn you guys off and turn you down on the stream so I could hear you properly.
Fair.
Well, you sound great.
Yeah, you're crystal clear.
Yeah, Logitech, man.
Oh, I
Oh,
love it.
there you go.
What do you got for
Yeah.
us?
I was watching what you guys were saying, and I commented on a few things.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's some things I could expand on a little bit purely because I'm a person of color and an activist.
I love
Great,
it. Go
great,
for
Now-
it.
great.
Speaking in terms of ACAB, it's all cops are bastards, not all cops are bad. And the reason why it's all cops are bastards is because we can talk all day about good cops, but if good cops are watching bad cops do bad things, how good are they? Now, there's this notion that cops, cop A, B, and C are not aware of what cop D is doing, but that's not true
Mm-hmm.
because cops are aware of what other cops are doing all the time. They have not only a fraternal setup, but they also have a union setup. So
Okay.
they understand what's happening. Every good cop knows what bad cops are doing. Now, how do we address that? Part of the problem with good cops not being able to say anything is because they're not empowered to say anything. Anytime a good cop says someone is doing bad, another officer is doing bad, the pendulum shifts to protecting the bad cops and ostracizing the good cops.
Mm-hmm.
I've known several police officers who have tried to speak up about racism in the departments, problems, pushing police forces into minority neighborhoods,
Mhm.
and then claiming, well, there's a lot of crime in those neighborhoods. No, there's a lot of crime in those neighborhoods because you're pushing officers into those neighborhoods.
Okay.
If you don't push those cops into those neighborhoods, you won't have an escalation of crime. If you push that many cops in a white neighborhood, you would have an escalation of crime because percentage-wise, you are doing more arrests.
Okay.
So when good cops say, "Hey,
Makes sense.
this is a bad thing that's happening," they're the ones that are their name, even if it's kept private, their names are given out by lieutenants and sergeants. So everyone on the force knows who that person is, and there's documented reports of good cops being murdered while attempting to bring bad cops to justice.
So the question
So
really
in-
becomes,
Yeah.
what do you think the right approach is then to address this kind of a situation?
The problem is that there's not just one approach. It's a multifaceted problem. One is that we need to demilitarize the police. There's no reason for cops to be running around with AR-15s and weaponry and militarized vehicles. Like, that's all predicated on a power fantasy of cartels are going to come into the country and wipe everyone out, and et cetera, et cetera. This is not Predator 2. There's not gun battles in the streets
Right.
with roving gangs.
Right.
Secondly, police officers need to be given a better training in terms of de-escalation. Because if you look at the video you showed earlier, those officers pulled that young man out and literally gave him contradictory orders. You can't obey one order when 5 people are yelling 5 different things.
Right.
Correct.
Then they give him not even a second to comply before they tase him. The
Right.
white officer tased him, by the way.
Okay.
The white officer was the one that escalated the assault before the black officer. And there's some other allegations with the 5 other officers, but until I see more concrete information, I won't bring that up.
Mhm.
But
Yep.
you know, and then they just assaulted him.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Officers should be able to de-escalate a situation, or should be trained in de-escalating instead of screaming at a person to comply.
Yeah.
Say, hey, bring them down, calm the situation down. It was a traffic stop, an alleged traffic stop.
Right.
because
Right.
Information has come out that he wasn't even swerving. So there's no reason to be screaming at a person because they committed a traffic stop.
Right. Right. Right.
He wasn't committing any crime that required that level of not only 5 officers, 6 officers,
Absolutely not. Absolutely
but
not.
needed that to happen.
Yeah, I don't
And in
think
terms of-
anybody could agree with
No.
I don't think anybody could agree with the fact that what was done was handled appropriately. I definitely think that was handled the wrong way.
Terrible.
But I mean,
Absolutely.
it definitely just goes to show that that there needs to be a whole retraining process. I think that everybody needs to go through a whole new course of action when it comes to training officers on de-escalation and
Yes, I think that's right. De-escalation needs to be taught better, but isn't
But wouldn't you say?
isn't
Wouldn't you
so
say
much
it's,
of it just common sense?
wait? But wouldn't you say it's a fair statement though to say that it all depends on where? I feel like every area is different. There are areas that are more dangerous than other areas. There are areas that cops do need to use excessive force and do need to handle situations in an aggressive way. So I mean, I feel like. Go ahead.
I completely disagree because
I was going to say that.
there's no the idea of there's more dangerous areas, so cops need to use excessive force is
Mhm.
wrong.
Okay.
Because who is defining the dangerous areas? The
Yes.
police officers themselves who are over policing and agitating the community that's there.
Okay.
I don't disagree.
I grew up as a gang member. I was actually a part of a prominent gang in Massachusetts for a very long time that was across the East Coast. I won't go into those information.
Which one?
Okay.
Tell us.
Stop it.
But it's a
I'm
Spanish
kidding,
gang.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
But the one thing that I absolutely remember is the cops that operated in my community would come and approach us with open hands. They wouldn't come in screaming and
Right.
demanding that we get on the floor. They would make partnerships with us. They would
Yeah.
talk with us. And in
Right.
return, because they weren't agitating us, we would communicate with them.
Okay.
There's numerous times where the police officers in my community were like, hey, we heard a rumor that you guys are going to do something to these guys or this other gang. Instead of you guys shooting them up, why don't we have a basketball tournament? And then you guys kind of decide your grievances right there in that basketball tournament.
Oh wow, that's great.
Well, you scratch
And-
my
and
back,
those-
I
and we would
scratch
do
your
that.
back type thing, eh?
We would play football,
Wow. Wow.
and the cops
That's
would be there
great.
to moderate the situation.
I
And that's because they were reaching out to the community versus agitating the community.
Right. Okay.
I wish that more communities could do stuff like that. That sounds ideal. It's almost like a Disney movie to me. I would watch
Almost
that.
like a
It was
Disney
like The
movie.
Longest Yard. I just feel like I watched a movie with you right now. You should sell the rights.
And in terms of the 5 officers being black,
Mhm.
that has been an issue in the community, in the POC, BIPOC community. We have been protesting that. It's been all over the place. And one of the issues that we've come up is the 5 officers were immediately brought to justice.
Mhm.
The white officer that tased him, that started everything, that started the aggression, I should say,
Mhm.
his name wasn't released for a hot minute.
Wow.
No one said
Yeah.
anything about him
Yeah.
for a week, a
Right.
week and a half. No one mentioned him. It was only the 5 officers. We parade them right in front of the 5 black officers. And see, guys, there's no racism because
Right.
the 5 black officers, and then the 1 white officer.
When you
After
say
they fired the 2
when you
AFPs.
say he started it though, does that mean that the other ones wouldn't have reacted in that specific way if he didn't
No,
do what
well,
he did?
I clarified myself in that I
sorry.
meant he began the aggression.
Okay.
In that he was the
Okay.
first one to throw hands because he tased him first.
Right.
So then everyone else
And
just
then-
followed suit.
Yeah, and then they just all jumped in. There's some allegations towards a personal issue that happened that brings in the victim and the cops and some kind of private vendetta. But
Mhm.
I like
Sure.
to not comment on things that I don't have like the information on.
Right. Fair.
Fair enough.
Well,
But,
I mean, I appreciate everything you did comment on. 'cause
Yeah,
you,
thanks a lot.
You definitely put some things into perspective for me, so I appreciate you calling in, and yeah,
That was a great call.
yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't even
100%.
things that I didn't even think of, and you know the fact that you have the knowledge you do is I mean it's important for you to put that out there to the world and explain to people that you know it's not all about aggression. Because for me, like I mean, you heard what I said. I'm like, well, don't you think places are more aggressive? But
Yeah.
you obviously know better than I do, so that's amazing.
I'm glad you were listening. Actually, to be honest with you, that was,
I
that was
received
great.
Yeah.
I've been on the receiving end of a police officer ass whooping, so I know.
Ooh.
I know. I was tased by a police officer when I was 16,
Oof.
which is crazy because that's illegal here to do.
Wow.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm
Yikes.
sorry that happened to you. Well, I appreciate you calling in,
But
though.
Thanks a lot, man.
No problem,
Appreciate
guys.
ya.
You guys have a good night.
You too.
too.
Thank you. Wow.
That was great.
See, this is why I like people calling in.
Yeah,
It's you know
yeah.
they put certain things into perspective that I don't
And you know,
necessarily think
can
about.
you imagine if we were on another call and that guy tried to call and he just decided not to after he couldn't get through? This is why we leave voicemails. This is why we leave voicemails.
God. Anyway,
Let
all
your
right.
voice be heard, peeps.
With all of that being said, if you guys do enjoy the show, we do this every single week, every Tuesday at 8 p.m.
day.
And next week, we're going to dive more into our TikTok trends. We have different topics of discussion. And once we decide what our serious conversation is going to be, then we will post that for you on our Facebook page.
That's what we
If
do.
you would like to donate to us, we are always trying to upgrade our equipment. As you can
Always.
see, we are both wearing headphones
We're
now.
doing that.
And our sound quality is a
Think we're
lot
doing it.
better. And
if
that's
you think so, we don't know that.
that's
We're just saying.
thanks to you guys who have been donating so graciously to us.
Yes.
So if you want to do that,
It's all
our
thanks to you.
Cash App and Venmo are below Silver City DJ. You can do our PayPal, which is Just in Time Pod Live. Or if you want to buy some merch, that will obviously go towards the same things as well.
Mhm.
But I think at this point we are going to wrap things up.
Aw,
Unless you have anything
man,
else
but
you
we
want
were
to say to
having
the world.
so much fun.
Yeah. So if you have TikTok videos you guys want to share or anything that you want us to discuss, make sure you
Yes.
throw it in the comment section. Leave it on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
But that is our show. So with all that being said, you guys were just in time for some just in time, but it is time to go. So thank you
Thanks,
for watching.
guys.
Have a good night.
That was great. Thank you.
Ooh, that's the last call.
That's not what we're doing tonight.
Baby, I'm that guy. Nothing off limits when I cross the line. I talk shit when I'm justified. They wanna get it, I'ma give it to them. Who's that? Baby, I'm that guy. Nothing off limits when I cross the line. I talk shit when I'm justified.